Hi, it's Daniel again. Today we're gonna talk about the narrative speech for this week assignment, and today I want to talk about my life. I want to tell you guys about my story. And I was born in London. It's a part of England. It's kind of you can say I'm British, but I'm not. And both of my parents they're from China, Beijing, and the capital in China. And I was born in 1991, July 15, but my parents sent me back to China when I was like 3 months old. And since that, my grandma start taking care of me since I was childhood. And I didn't grow up with my parents, but I think that's it's a good part or sad part. The good part is it's really training me it's like a self training to like to prove yourself, and you can do everything by yourself. It's that you start learning everything before no one does. And the sad part is, when child didn't grow up with their parents, it feel like lonely. Cause I still remember every day in Paris school when I was like seventh grade in China, and the parents go to school pick up their kid after the school, and I still remember I was asking my grandma, "Where's my mom? Why's my mom isn't here?" And I was pretty sad for a couple of years, but until now, I think after I grew up, I realized my parents, for exchange, my parents gave me a better life, even though I spent most of my childhood without my parents. But right now, now is a better life. And after I graduated from, I think it's 12, I think it's ninth grade, and went to Hong Kong to my parents, and I spent 3 years, I think 5 years in Hong Kong to finish my high school degree. And during that time, I also learning the scuba diving program. It's kind of like teach people how to dive. And the first and I have been through the open water and the advanced water and the rescue diver. And next step is part of the professional step is master dive master, and the next part is instructor of PADI. So I think that's pretty nice of my life because I already been a lot of country or a lot of nice place before the people still in their high school to finish the school, and I already been there because the company I was working for is the biggest company, the biggest diving company in Hong Kong, and I so that's why I get a lot of opportunity to go around the world and without spending any money. Just pretty lucky because it didn't come from my pocket, and the company pays that, and that's really helped me to knew a different culture and meet a lot of friends from different country. And I think the best country that I want to be in, or the best island I want to be, is Fiji. It's part of South Africa, I think, and it's really nice there. And out there you can dive in with elephant, and even though it's pretty nice, you can see some fish that you never see on the land. And after I finished my high school, I was a professional diver for like almost 3 years, working for that company. And during that time, I think I learned the best lesson in my life from the company owner, and he's also my diving instructor back the old time. And he treated me like a son of him. And even though he got three doctor, but as I don't know why, maybe that's why he treated me like a son, and he loves boys, maybe, but I don't know. And he told me really not even not only diving. He told me how to being a human being, and how to treat people. And during that time, I really realized being people is not that easy that you think. As human being, you have to realize that you can't give up. You can't just give up on everything. You have to keep fighting until you reach out that purpose or that target that you have made. And I have been actually in this story. I want to mention some of you, the younger people than me. I want to mention everyone have the dark time, and even though me, I had dark time, like, but I was in high school, like 17, 16, and I was really bad boy, and my mom always called me troublemaker, but I at the time I don't realize I'm really that bad or I'm really a troublemaker, but I don't think so. But after until now, just couple years after I grow up, I start thinking back, and I really hope that I have opportunities to move back time. There's no time machine, of course, but I really have there's an opportunity that to let me go back to that time and make things right, and just fix all the problems that I already made, or I won't do the same mistake twice. And after the 3 year working for the Hong Kong company, and my mom told me you have to get a university degree because she think because she didn't graduate from university, and in some way she thinks that it's really bad for now or for in the future of my life, because she thinks the education is because this is the Chinese bad rules, because in China most of the better job is really depends on the education that you had, and it really depends on which school that you graduate from. Like if you graduate from the Harvard University, of course you may be a CEO or something. But if you only graduate from like University of Washington Tacoma, you may just want to get a manager or some sales manager. This it's a in China it's a we call reality life. It's a really bad, but it keeps you fighting for your life. And some people I know, some people they just give up on them, and but I can because and the first time I came to the United States of America, I think it's a nice city. It's I love the air pollution here, because in China everybody knows the air pollution is really bad, and there's too many cars, too much people, of course. And I spent this year is my second year. I spent 2 years in Peninsula College, and I think this 2 years is a wonderful year that I had in my life, because I learned something that I never learned before, like English, and I love to speak English because and maybe that's why I love to talk to people sometime, all the time, and also is I can like there's not too much people here. I just say I love silence, because if there's too much people like New York and Hong Kong or Wall Street, it will make me too much pressure on my shoulder and also make me crazy, and it feel like weird. I just want to stay at home and stay silent, stay quiet, and reading a book. And I think that's probably is in my whole life until now, because I'm only 24 years old. And but I want to mention people don't ever regret it that something you already done. The only thing you can do is move forward, and don't make the same mistake again, because there's not too much chance that you have. I always think it's God is fair, and he gives everybody the same lucky. Like this example, like if I have 10 lucky, and if I use 10 lucky before I was 30 years old, and I can imagine that after 30 years old I got nothing. Lucky will happen to me. So I was thinking sometimes really depend on yourself. You have to keep fighting don't give up on yourself and keep studying, keep learning mistakes from other people, from yourself. Don't ever make the same mistake ever again. I think that's my story I want to mention, and it's my whole life story. And I think I'm proud of my story, but I still have a long time to go. I will see maybe what happens next day. I don't know. Okay, this is my speech. Thank you for watching it. Thank you.